Boom. All right, well, we are live. Yes. So y'all come on in. I told you guys that you are in for a real treat on tonight. I have somebody amazing that is going to be able to deliver some of the things that we don't think about as millennials, just people in general. But I know I can speak from the whole millennial perspective. Some of the things that I'm doing right now, like I have never thought about, I it's new. It's definitely new. To be able to invest in something that you cannot see, sometimes that's new. So come on in, y'all. Come on in. Share this video. Share this video. Share it, please, y'all. We're talking about investing. We're talking about not more so. She's gonna go and we have a financial advisor on the line with a great deal of experience. I'm excited. First of all, she's a woman of God, and I cannot wait to see how this information blesses you guys, because it is going to bless you. So make sure you share this video, because there's somebody on your timeline that could benefit from this information. Whether you have money or not, this is for you, because it starts in the mindset. Okay. So if you're new to this channel, I'll introduce who I am and why I have even started this. I am Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financial's Credit Repair. I help people, with their credit, and I pretty much help them better their lives. And I'm always looking for, ways to connect my people, my folks, to resources to help them all around in your life. So, you're going to need some things. You're going to need some people in your corner. You're going to need some folks on your team. And this is, my personal fave. And she's going to come to the line and she's going to tell us some things. But before we do, I'm going to let some of y'all keep sharing the video. Make sure you grab your favorite beverage. Bring your questions, y'all. Make sure you jot down. If you're late, you may have to catch the replay if you get too deep. But this is going to be amazing, you guys. Okay, so make sure you rock with us, and you save your questions. Not really for the end. You can put them in the comments. We'll try our best to get through them, but we will address them at the end after we run through our presentation. So again, we're talking about investing. Somebody that I definitely want to introduce. Man, she is a woman of God. She loves what she does. And first of all, she's passionate. You know me, anytime I bring anybody to my life, to my following, first of all, they must know God. That's just a must. And then, of course, they must be passionate about what they do, because all around, you get people who are just not passionate, just not really serious about what they're doing. But this woman of God, she gives it her best shot each and every time that I speak with her. She's very informative, and she's going to break things down. And of course, she has a great deal of experience. She has over 12 years worth of experience. She is a qualified financial advisor, you guys. So she is qualified to speak on everything. Now, she's not going to be all in detail. This is not what this is for. This is for you guys to get the general concept of it. So we're going to make sure that you have access to, contact her in the event you have questions. But, just make sure that you have your pen, your paper ready. So I definitely want to introduce to some and present to others, none other than, my girl, my church member. She's my church member. My personal advisor, Miss Sherrelle Arnold. Come on, lady, come on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sometimes, you know.
Hey, no, look, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You better be glad I ain't had no music. We would have had to really blow it up around here now.
I'm gonna remember that for next time.
Right. Well, just let me know when you get ready. I thank you, pretty lady.
So tell me this, Miss. Well, we are glad to have you. That's for sure. So, and I will kind of open it up just to give you like the perspective of, and the reason that we wanted you here is to talk about, just some basic things, because a lot of times, like, man, I can't speak for no one else, but I know even, for me, the whole part of investing, it was new to me. So if you can very briefly just explain, like, what is it? Like, what is investing? Some people may have heard the term, but they're like, okay, because sometimes when we associate investing, we only think about one thing. So, if you can kind of just give us a basic definition of like investing and how it works.
Well, first of all, again, thank you for having me and inviting me on this evening. I just say good evening to all you awesome people out there, especially the millennials. I mean, I'm just looking forward to what God is going to do with you guys, and I believe we're royalty. And we have to believe that, and so make that on. That be the first thing you put on your notes.
Yeah.
You are royalty, and you know that. So and make sure you keep it moving. I don't care what happens in your life, keep it moving. And so and just investing, I know when people think investing, your mind goes straight to stocks and bonds, but investing means anything that you spend time on, that you put your mindset into, that you study, that you um, seek value in, and it can be many forms of investing and definitely different types of investing. So that's the meaning of invest. That means to give and to pour into and to make valuable in your life. So that's the basis of what we're going to deal with today. Is really investing in yourself, investing in your family, investing in your business, and investing in who you are. And so that's kind of what we're going to do today.
Okay. So you guys, listen, that I know for me, I went straight to stocks, but what I did find is there are some other things in which, Miss Sherrelle is going to touch bases on us. And so she has something, if you wanted to kind of roll us through, I guess because I know you have kind of prepared something because based off of what you do get, you get frequently asked questions. So you had some things that you had wanted to present to us. And so, but yeah, we are all ears and we are ready to hear what you have to say because I got my pen and paper ready. I don't know about y'all, but I got my pen and my paper ready because I am ready to hear it. So we are ready. We're all ears. They got their favorite beverage. They got their notepads and their pens. Miss Sherrelle, and we ready to go. If y'all ready to go, say let's go. Type in the comments, let's go. Cause
Let's go.
all right.
All right. Well, and I'm not going to hold you long. I just want to give out some four major topics, just major specs that can help us get our mindset on investing. And one other thing in starting that and in investing in ourselves is to really think about who we are, and to know that you deserve the best. Sometimes that's the start of it all. We feel like something is too expensive. Man, I'm not worth all of that. That's just way too much. But no, you're worth every good thing God has for you. And it doesn't have to cost you anything to find that information out. So to know that you are worth the good information that's out there to help. And you find awesome people out there like the Colemans and myself who are willing to share those things with you. I uh, I wanted to start with just a few basics, and basically who I am is uh, a passion of mine and helping people. And what I do is I help people to understand where they are and where they want to be. And so in that, in understanding where you are, I help you to be okay with that. And that means, okay, what do I need to do to fix this? What do I need to do to change this and to help me get to the next level in my life? And so that's my passion in life, is to help people to comprehend and be okay with where they are, and then be able to secure a sure foundation for themselves and their family. And so in looking at that, like I was saying earlier, um, the basics, first basics, I think, is before you even get into even thinking about certain kinds of stock, we need to start with the basics. Start with the basics. Learn the basics of financial literacy. Uh, the Colemans, myself, and I'm sure other people we know, do this all the time. What we need to do is to basically learn budgeting, find out, make note of what you have, what you own, what you owe, interest rates on what you owe, how many years you have to pay it off, all of these things. Good record keeping. Make sure you're doing good record keeping, paying your bills, and most definitely communicating with your creditors, uh, and taxes. That's another good thing. Definitely, you want to reach out to the Coleman's on. But these are the basics. These are the basics. I mean, once
Yeah.
you, because if you know your budgeting, it's going to help you know where you are, and to do things like little simple things like snowballing debt. If you pay off one small thing, don't go back out and buy some shoes. Put that on the next debt and pay that off. These are small things that you can do to help move to the next step. So the first thing is simple. Just start out with your basics of financial literacy. Make sure you know where you are. And know, that helps you to know who you are as well and where your mindset is. If you're a shopper, okay, we know where your mind is on those shoes and Macy's. Okay, we
Yeah.
know. But but if you are a saver, hey, you can work on some things, and but we can also help you with that later on down the line. But in that, everything is not DIY. Everything is not do it yourself. So sometimes you have to call somebody
Yeah.
to say, I need help with this. And that's where we come in, where we can walk you through sitting down at the table, putting it all out there and say, this is what we're dealing with. And but you know what? This is why a lot of times we are not out of debt and are not in the place where we need to be, is because guess what needs to happen when you put it all on the table is transparency.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we don't want people in our business.
Yeah.
We don't
That's
want
it.
people in our business. But what I can encourage people is when you're going to find a financial professional to help you, make sure it's somebody you trust. Make sure it's somebody that has a track record of integrity. Make sure it's somebody who serves, basically works as unto the Lord, not as unto man, because they're going to be more concerned about you and your benefit rather than themselves.
Yes.
So make sure when you're looking for a financial professional, make sure it's somebody that you can walk through life with. That need to be almost one of the first people you call when something happens. You get married, you have a baby, you call them, look, life just changed. What do I need to do? That
Yeah.
needs to be the person you call. And so you need to make sure it's somebody you can walk through life with. It's not like you're you know, somebody just a one and done type of thing. So just make sure you're okay. And I know Lavira can attest to this. When people aren't transparent with you, there's not a lot you can do to help them.
Yeah.
That's not a lot you can do. And I believe that when you share something with me, it's between you and I. It's not between me, you, and the next client that's coming in the office. No, it's not. It's between us. And you have to make sure whoever you're dealing with is going to have a sense of integrity, a sense of just confidentiality.
Yeah.
Uh, all of these things need to be important. Please make note of that. It needs to be somebody you can trust. Track record of integrity. Confidentiality is important. Your information is important, and good record keeping. Make sure that your social security numbers and your information is not all over the place. um, they definitely have to be safe with your information. Shredding up things that you give them or not even writing it down. These are things that you definitely want to do because this is somebody who is going to know you and you're going to know them. That's how it needs to be. And after you get through the basics, this is what we look at. And I know we were talking earlier, and but that's the first thing. Number one is
Yeah, I
to
heard her. She said, let me make sure I recap because sometimes you got to kind of bring it home. So she's just pretty much saying that it matters, y'all. Like I wrote some notes down myself. Transparency. She can't, first of all, that's just not for her, just for anything. When you're doing something, transparency is so key. the more transparent you are, especially in your finances. You know, you making sugarcoat in other areas, but with your
Mm-hmm.
finances, you definitely want to be transparent with someone like a financial advisor, or like your tax preparer, or like someone's doing
Mm-hmm.
your credit. You want to make sure you are very transparent in that, because that the more we know, the better that we're able to that can help you. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then you said somebody in your, you said priorities. Pretty much everything that boils down to what you just talked about, kind of touch bases and went back, to the priority aspect. If you're budgeting, you can't really budget if well, you can't save if you're not really budgeting. So
Right.
they kind of all work together. Okay, so
Right.
y'all, again, make sure you're taking notes, because we going, we ready, we locked and loaded, Miss Sherrelle. We ready for the next point when you are.
Right. Number two, look at ways to have several streams of income. Um, and when you think several ways of income, of course, you have your work, your job, and your career. That sort of thing. You look at if you have a business, that can be a business of something that you love to do, but you turned it into a business, just like Lavera and her husband. When you love to help somebody, you find a way to do it, and hey, bless God if it brings an income in. So and a business, find a business, and then the in different forms of investment. Investments work for you. That's what they do. Investments work for you. You put in money, and then money, in some cases, will increase, and then in some cases they decrease. So it's that's just how it goes. The with the market fluctuating, but that's another way to bring in income. And different hobbies that you may have can also bring in. You have people who love to paint or to do different things like that, and then but then also be mindful that even if you do businesses and stuff like that, make sure you're getting your business licenses. Make sure you're doing the right thing, so somebody can't walk in the door and say, we shutting you down because you are not in order. So make sure everything in writing or in black and white is speaking for you and not against you. So make sure you got everything together. And then ownership. uh Own some land, own some land, some property, different assets that you may have, your homes, your cars, different things of that sort. Once you pay them off, keep them together, and these things can become income, for you. So, and then one thing I want to throw in there, and this might shake somebody's mindset, but another stream of income needs to be for us, but it'll take a whole different mindset, is inheritance.
Yeah.
Inheritance is a strong line of income for a different for some of our other brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
It's a strong line of income. Some they're born with several hundred thousands of dollars in their bank accounts, but that's because that stream came from someone else who put that stream there for them. And so let's begin to uh, start a stream of income for your children and for your children's children by investing in yourself and in your family, and spending time. And I'm serious about that. I really feel like that was from the Holy Ghost. I've never even threw that in there, but I'm serious about that. Let's start a stream of income for ourselves and our family through inheritance. But we've got to get our hustle on this side. So once our children and children's children start having children, that they won't have to start all over again, y'all. They won't have to start all over again. They won't have to bust their knuckles trying to get this done, get that done, because we started a life for them. We set some things in motion for them. So that's number two. Let's just find ways to bring income into the house, especially with this COVID-19 thing happening. Man, none of us expected this. But when you're set, and you don't have anything to worry about. But that's kind of in the nutshell on number two, is finding those streams of income to take place. When one falls off, one is still working for you. So that just finding that balance of streams of income.
Yes. See, that right there, the streams of income. I mean, I mean, nowadays it's no excuse. It used to be where I can't find a job, but man, your hustle
Hmm.
becomes now your second or third, and some of us have 4 and 5 streams of income.
Right.
They're even paying you to do surveys and different things like that takes a little bit of time.
Yes.
But I mean, there's so many different streams that you can. And one thing that stuck out to me, you said building a stream for your children. I mean,
Yes.
COVID-19 kind of came and it just happened, and I guess we didn't expect also that it wouldn't be here for so long. You expect
Yeah.
something to be okay, well, it's gonna be here maybe a week or so, but it's
Hmm.
going on, what, 8 now? And
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, we're in the third month, I think.
yeah, I mean, now it's like having a stream of income, is needed because some people have
Hmm.
also been laid off from work. So
Yes.
y'all heard that, additional streams of income so that you can leave something, an inheritance. Some of us don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Leaving an inheritance for our children, that means just leaving them something other than, like she said, starting over. I think I started over. Like we
Yeah.
all started over.
Come on. Come
I
on.
don't want to have my kids start over, because
Yes.
coming from the ground up is not fun.
Exactly. Exactly. And, and living from paycheck to paycheck. We've all done that. We've all been there, done that. But our children don't have to do that. And that's
Yeah,
the mindset that has to change. Is our children don't have to do that, which leads me to point three, and we're skating on into home plate here. Point three is how do we make sure our family has a stable foundation and is protected? That's the thing, making sure we have a stable foundation and they are protected. And that's that I word that we don't like: insurance, insurance, insurance. And we have to do it. And it's so funny, I have a whole 2 sheets of reasons why people don't get insurance. But the crazy part about that is, what, there's a law. You have to have car insurance, you have to have home insurance, and you can't have it. You can't drive off the lot without car insurance now. And if you do, they're gonna wait for you to call them later and be like, did you? And then, I worked at State Farm for a while, and they will call and check to see if you have insurance. They will call to check and see if you have insurance. So make sure you got insurance, and don't just have it for a month, y'all. Don't have car insurance for a month just to give them your insurance card. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what people do. They buy insurance and have it for a month and turn in the car and don't pay it the next month. They gonna catch you one way or the other. So, people find a way to get over that.
yeah,
That just tickles me. Oh my gosh. So, but anyway, going into insurance, and most of us say, these are some of the things that we say about insurance. I don't want to talk about it. It's boring. Or I don't want to talk about it. When I think about it, I get depressed. Or or I don't have enough money to pay for it. It's too expensive. Or it's not priority on my list. I get around to it one day. Um, you know, but insurance is very valuable. I'll tell you, quick stories. We hear these stories all the time where, people think they're invincible, and don't get insurance. But this is the thing: when you're young, get insurance while you're young. That means while you're healthy and while it's less expensive. As you get older, your health dwindles and it gets more expensive. But once you get insurance, it, in some cases and in some companies, it guarantees you insurance if you keep it. You don't have to keep reapplying for it if you keep it. So that's the thing to remember about insurance: get it while you're young and that price stays low. But if you start an insurance policy once you're older, it is going to be expensive and you're going to have to eat that cost because you definitely need that. But these are just some of the things that we think and say about insurance. I don't have enough time to even think about insurance, or why do I even do it? I don't feel like I need it. But this is the thing about it: when people actually get the insurance in place, they don't, it's positive at that time. They're like, oh wow, I've done what it's going to need to provide continuous income. That's a stream of income. Insurance is a stream of income. It's You can use insurance policies to invest. You can use an insurance policy to uh, plan college funds for your child. You can use an insurance policy to save money. You can, if you get a lump sum of money, like the stimulus, you get a lump sum of money. You can put a lump sum of money into an insurance policy as an investment. These things can all be used to turn around as an income. That's somewhat of an annuity. But these things can be turned into a stream of income if you put enough money into a an insurance policy or an annuity or something of that sort. It can be turned into a stream of income. So this is what I'm saying. The insurance is not just insurance. Investments is not just investment. That's why you need somebody to help you with the things that you need to uh, discern, or to be questions that you have about your financial well-being, because who knows all of that? Who wants to keep all of the information in their mind if they don't have to? So these are just different ways, and that's why we customize every client's meeting or consult, because everybody's situation is different. I can't tell everybody to do the same thing or advise the same thing, because everybody's situation is different. So a few reasons why, that's one reason you can use insurance. You can use it to invest. You can use it as a stream of income, because in some insurance policies there is a cash value, and when there's a cash value, that's used while you're living, not just when you die. Of course, if you have cash value, that it goes to your beneficiary or whoever you set, unless you with a company who, when they keep it. But you have to establish all of those things and know about that. But an insurance policy will provide a continuous income. It would pay off your debt. In the case of your death, it'll pay off your debt, so your family won't have to liquidate everything, sell the houses and the cars just to pay off your debt. That's not good, guys. Make sure you have something set up for your family. And after they pay debt, leave something for your children. That's where you leave. You may not have a whole lot of money to set aside in a lump sum, but that $20 you spend at what can I say, Starbucks,
Right. Yeah.
that $20 that you spend on something that you really don't need can be going into a policy that's going to be income, that a policy that's going to be college fund, a policy that's going to be something that's going to keep your family stable for generations to come. That's one thing we've got to do, is learn to uh, build generational wealth, not just wealth for ourselves, but it has to be, that's a point, write that down. It has to be generational wealth. That's it right there. Generational
Generational
wealth.
wealth.
Type it, write it, put it on your mirror, whatever. Generational wealth is what we're looking for right now. But anyway, and that insurance is to help pay final expenses. You definitely don't want nobody having to uh, make fish dinners and spaghetti plates and, passing the hat to pay for a funeral. That's the saddest thing.
Go
We
fund
want to
me.
make sure, we want to make sure that, and we don't want to make the church do that all the time. I'm sorry, I got to say that. I got to say it. We don't want to make the church do it all the time, because the church is there for us and we don't want to use the church for that. But that's the other thing. You can also put in your insurance to give to charitable donations. If a charity or church can be put onto your insurance policy as a beneficiary. So when I've heard there was a situation where a church here in the city, they were having some issues on some different things, and they got a check in the mail for $300,000 and didn't know where it came from. A church member left the church $300,000 as a beneficiary to his policy. Church took that and paid off the church,
Wow.
paid off the building. Look at the generations that one signature of a beneficiary took care of the church. Just think, you can take care of a church, take care of a family. It all works the same. But we've got to put it into motion. So whatever you can't do in a large lump sum, at $20 a month, can go a long way if you keep consistency and make sure, you know, but all of that, insurance can do all of that, provide continuous income, pay off debt, pay final expenses, provide estate for loved ones, and leave money to charity. It can do all of those things. But we just have so many different hangups about insurance until we just don't do it. But insurance is the stream of income that you really need uh to invest in. And I think that's the
It's
biggest thing
important.
on that. I was trying to make sure, but yes, that's and all the myths about insurance we really need to, because I'm gonna tell you what I do, and it's, and I help people with this all the time. But what I do personally, you do your tithes, you gonna pay your bills, what your living arrangements or whatever. Insurance right under there. I promise you, insurance is right under there, because I don't want anything left undone. I want to be able to sleep at night to know everything and everybody is taken care of. And in return, nobody will have to start all over again.
Yeah, we ain't trying to start over again, Miss Sherrelle. No, no, no. So
Exactly.
you mentioned first of all, insurance equals income.
Uh-huh.
Um, Man, so if you're giving someone advice, like all of the tips, because I know you got one more too. So all of these, if are any of these can be done on their own. Let's say, for instance, they can't, afford to hire a financial advisor. Are those? Is it something that they can do up until a certain point? Like, work on. I know with budgeting, it's only so much you can kind of maintain there, but like what type of advice would you give to someone who could not like afford the financial advisor piece? Now I do know that with insurance you just got to get you some insurance through somebody. That's not a DIY thing.
Right.
So do you have any advice for those for those people who don't can't afford a financial advisor, not at this time?
Well, that is a great question. But guess what? I do consults and information sessions, workshops, whatever it's gonna take to get you together. And I do them for free. So
Okay, y'all.
there are people that will see you for free. And again, everything is custom made to each client. But I choose, because I choose to serve the church, I choose to serve the community. I'm looking to build strong families and strong communities and teaching people how to live generously. And so now there are times, and there will probably be times in the near future that, there will be a charge for stuff, but there aren't any right now. And that's what
Got
I'm
it. Okay.
offering to that's what I'm offering to the community right now is uh free comprehensive plans, just to be able to see where you are, and to be able to know where you need to be, and where you're going. And then as far as the insurance and all of that, I am licensed to do that as well, because a lot of things that you put in place as far as estate planning and all of that all involves with some sort of insurance policy. But then also it involves lawyer and that sort of thing. um, so yes, and we have a team of people to help with all of that, you know um, lawyers,
What
different things to help. But yes,
you
but
say
as
you got?
far as financial advisor, I can help if there's somebody out there who's at the stage uh, where they need to put some things in place. We can put some things in place. We can put whatever you need in place. But we will take the necessary steps to make sure you're at that point. Now, we won't be investing or putting money into anything if you're not financially stable. Because if you're not financially stable, you're not going to keep it. And that's not going to be good for anybody. So we want to make sure that you're financially stable before you move into any sort of major investments financially.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, yeah. So pretty much what she's saying, you guys, is there is the opportunity for you to have a free consult in that particular area. And there are resources. There are many resources, and which she's not gonna go through every single last one of them, but just know that there are resources that are available, to you. Now another question I had, Miss Sherelle, like why of us, like when it comes down to stock, like why are so many of us are really scared to invest? I know for me, I'm not really a person that is like risky. And with COVID-19 going on, you trying to hold on to your coins, but but with investing, you definitely don't want to not do it, and you're like, I should have, I should have done that. So like, why do you think so many of us are just so afraid to invest in the stock market?
Well, it's because of the unknown. And because you don't have a financial person then where you can call and just ask a question or to call and walk you through things, it's the fear and it's just the unknown. Because again, and then what we have to do is we have to do a an assessment. We usually do an assessment with every client, and that helps us know where you are. Whether you're a conservative investor or whether you're a aggressive investor. There are tests that you can take that we have to keep on file to say this is who you are, whether you're conservative or aggressive or anything in between, as far as that's concerned. So we have to make sure that um, we make sure we do that in line, because those are laws that we have to follow, because we can't just put stuff out there if you don't qualify for that. But that's the thing. And then too, you can also do it very conservatively through an insurance policy, and that's just again, cash value, or a policy that slightly touches the market and increases a little faster than a regular insurance policy. So there are ways you can do it without even, touching the market, or like a mutual fund, where it's just a fragment of that stock and not a fraction of that stock and not the whole stock. Because if you do invest everything in one stock, then and it tanks, that's it. So what you do is you have a person to talk to help you balance your portfolio. You definitely want somebody to help you balance your portfolio, so if one drop, you still have several others moving for you. So that's the thing with that. And I think people try to do it themselves, and they think it's too expensive to uh, deal with a financial advisor, and some may charge you at the yazoo, but that's just not how I roll. But you just have to, if you're serious about doing it, and if you're serious for doing it for the long haul, that's when you need to call somebody, a financial advisor, to really walk you through, especially if you want to use it for retirement or financial planning for your family. If you really want to do it that way, you need to call somebody.
Man,
Yep.
serious people only, y'all. Again, this is some good information. Investing, like, for me, I mean, I only have a couple of stocks. Chris, tell me, yay, my stock is. I'm just celebrating the little small stuff. I think I got a portion of Apple. I got some. I don't have much because, like I said, I'm not a big gambling person. I feel like, especially when I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe I need a financial advisor to be able to
Hmm.
guide me through it. But she's saying that there are some things that you can investing through other areas, right, where it's like insurance, that they'll be able to go. That
Hmm.
is that through a financial advisor, or this kind of like through your policy?
Well, the financial advisor sets it up.
Got it.
like
Okay.
like when we enter the information in, we say whether it's a, whatever type of policy it is, and however how you want to do your investments, 30% here, 20% there, 30% here, 10% here.
Okay.
All of that's done within the policy.
I hope y'all taking notes because this is some good information. So,
Yeah,
and then
and that
when we
way that way you're not dealing directly with the stock market.
not dealing directly with the stock market, you have a shield person that is able to kind of orchestrated for you, right?
Right. And yeah, and then the insurance is really a shield as well. I'll say this, and people, a lot of people don't know that an insurance policy is one of the safest places to put money. It's one of the safest places to put money. You can dump a lump sum of money into an insurance policy. It is one of the safest places to put a sum of money, and that's mainly because garnishments and stuff like that cannot touch a policy. And anything that you you know it's a very valuable tool to use, and people don't understand it. You can use it for a lot of different things, and it's a very safe place to do it.
Safe place to do it, y'all. That's write that down, y'all.
Hmm.
Insurance policy is the safest place to invest your money. They didn't come from me. They came from our financial
uh,
advisor here.
and I mean, as long as you keep it, pay your premiums and all of that.
Man,
Hey, yep, and they'll give you your limits and everything. But yeah, it's definitely that. And I know we've wrapped our time here almost, but I want to say
okay, go ahead.
is this last thing is get you a squad, get you a crew, get you a whole squad. And this is, I'm talking to the regular people. I'm not talking just the business owners. I'm talking about everybody from the top to the bottom to the side to side, wherever. Everybody, get you a squad. And when I say squad, I mean get you a financial advisor, get you a CPA, get you a banker, a lawyer, a realtor. These are people you just have conversations with. I'm not talking about you need to do business with them every time, every day, every year. I'm not saying, these are people you have conversations with. There are bankers in every bank in your community. Every community has a banker. Go and meet the banker. Go and have conversations with the banker. We probably can't do it now, but take your banker some donuts or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talk to them, get to know them, ask questions, tell them where you want to go, tell them where you're thinking about going. And guess what? When something come up, when some funds come across their desk, who they gonna call? Man, you remember that person that came in here and just had this conversation with me about their goals and their financial goals and business goals, and they gonna call you. But all I'm saying is and bankers and lawyers and know some people. I know you know a lawyer that live down the street from you, your grandmama's cousin or somebody. Just somebody. I mean, talk to these people. We have realtors that go to our church. If you got a question, you want to shoot them some business, whatever question, look, hey, I was called her name, but Ashley, no, she the one. But
Yeah.
you you call people and you be like, hey, look, and then vice versa, you do that, but you keep people in your corner, whether you use them on a consistent basis or not. You have conversations with people, you build relationships with people. Relationships matter, y'all. This is the thing I try to make people understand. And every time I would see like Lavira and her husband, look, let's talk. What do y'all do? Because I want to know. So if we need to help each other, we can. Because everybody want to fight for the top and pull each other down. No, why? It's enough room at the top for everybody. Okay, because what did I say at the beginning? We are all worthy of any good thing that's out there. So get you a squad.
Every-
Get you a squad. And if getting you a squad is just you having a conversation with people, is you just getting to know people, you just look, I just want to do this business, but and then they might say, go to the library. There is a whole section on grants. I know it's a grant for exactly what you're trying to do. But if you never share it with a financial professional or a banker or a CPA that all I'm saying is people shoot us information all the time that we have to be able to help people, because guess what? We're trying to build strong families. We're trying to build strong churches. We're trying to build strong communities. And guess what? We can live just like every other race or culture living uh and have their own. We need our own. And until we function as a group and do things together, then we can't be long range. Or as our pastor said, well, he even had Tonto, so he wasn't just long range. So get you a squad, and if that's you just starting to have conversations with people, you know, and don't walk in the bank like you going to Walmart with your slacks on and your bonnets. I just gotta say it, but it look like you got some sense
The
and
bun is
and
Miss
and
Green.
and and and, and, and act like you're royalty like we are. You are royalty. So let's hey, get in there, get you a squad, and when you need them, they are right there waiting on you. That's why they're there. They're not there just to eat popcorn for their lunch break and drink cokes and coffee all day long. No, they are bankers for the community. They are there for the community. I am a financial advisor for the community to help build strong communities, strong families, and we also sponsor and help churches. So to build their information. So hey, and that's why I choose a lot of
Listen,
times
y'all.
to do the stuff for free because people need what a lot of people want to charge a whole lot for. But I'm here to serve.
Listen, y'all, this was some very valuable information. I would tell you that the last thing that she touched on was, and not just, everybody has a seat. And that's what Chris and I, we always tell our students this, like, everybody has a seat. If I ask you right now who does lashes, who does hair, or who does this, you need to have a financial squad for the same thing. Everything that you need, whether it's an attorney, whether it's who does your credit, who does your financial planning, like everybody should have a seat in your mind. And the
Yeah.
goal is to have a squad of people that you can call on
Mhm.
when you need to go through the home buying process. You're not trying to
Yeah.
figure out who do I call. You already know who you're supposed to be calling because you built a
Exactly.
relationship with them. That is so
Exactly.
very important.
And it's a mindset thing, like you said at the very beginning. It's a whole mindset thing. We've got to be the ones to think in our mind, first of all, that we're worthy of this information, that we're worthy of this help that's out there, and we've got to be the ones to go get it. It's not going to just come to us. We got to be the ones to go get it. We got to get your hustle mode on, your hustle man, your hustle woman, whatever it is. You got to get your hustle on and
Man,
get what's out there. It's way too many resources out there, y'all, that's out there for us to be all we can be. And I'm not just talking about the armed services, but but there are so many resources out there that can help us do anything that we want to do.
y'all heard her. Y'all heard it from our financial advisor herself, y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Do we have any questions? Because we can't see any questions. And oh, you said, what do we do about who? Someone asked the question, what do we do about student loans for financial planning?
Oh, you know what? We just did a whole workshop on student loans. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. But I can't mm, we just have to look out for that. But no, they put out a lot of information about student loan help, and there are different ways. I mean, and I really need to get it. Maybe if it comes up again, Laverna, I'm going to share it with you, and
Okay.
that way we can put it up somewhere and they can do it. I mean, because they were talking about there are different companies that you can work for a certain amount of years, and your loans would be forgiven. And I was like, wait, okay, why don't people say that? And people are not going to say that, but you know but yeah, so we definitely need, because that's not my area of expertise, but we just did
Okay.
a workshop on student loans, and if we do it again, I will send it to you, and we can get
Just,
everybody on we can think of.
we got another question. It says, what is one of the best places, like if they're searching for to get policies or just insurance, like where do they start?
We can start here.
Yeah.
We can do it online. We can talk about what you need and what you're trying to cover. And that's the thing. Don't let nobody tell you how much and what you need. There are platforms that we use to tell you what's going to cover what you're trying to cover, whether that's a house, whether that's a car, whether that's your income, whether you're trying to replace your income. Those are things we use to establish or to come up with an amount of how much coverage you need after we establish what you're trying to cover, whether that's income or debt or final expenses, that sort of thing. So, yes, we can start here. We can do a Zoom call and see what you need.
Also, Miss Sherrelle, are they able to do things like IRAs? Like if there are business owners, sometimes business owners, we, especially our millennials, we think about the now. Like, is there a way that they can set things up like an IRA? Are they able to get at least the information on that in contacting you if they are a business owner? Because of course, if they're full-time business, they don't have like the traditional 401k. So is that
Hmm.
something else, another services that you do provide and educate on as well?
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
do. That those are business succession plans, whether you buy and sell agreements with your partners, IRAs, insurance, all of that for businesses are available. Yeah, and if individuals want to do IRAs, yes, and rollovers. If you have for old 401k from an old job or something, we also do rollovers of that sort of thing. So all of this can become a stream of income. So 401ks and all of that can be rolled into a stream of income.
Well, I think that's pretty much it, and I am going to connect you guys with Miss Sherrelle, and we'll provide the information to anyone who would like information and contacting her for a free consult. Again, y'all, please let's be serious. If you are, don't just be hitting her up if you're not really serious. We definitely want to respect her time, but she has a great deal of resources, and from what she's saying is, it could be a lot more expensive in other places, but at least find out, get you a free consult to find out if you're out there spending a lot of wasteful money and you don't have insurance, you don't have if you have only a savings account, then of course it'll do you a great deal to contact her because you could be leaving so much money on the table. You're not you
Hmm.
it could not be, of course you are not bring. How do you reach her? I'm getting to that, Chris. My husband is look, he ahead of schedule.
That husband and wife love. There we go. There we go.
That's right. So how do they contact you? We're gonna put it in the comments. He's typing it for you. So do you have an email address?
We can do Lady Sherrelle at gmail.com.
LadySherrelle@gmail.com.
Yeah, and that way, we can do it because I have, other resources as well, but I'll start there and we'll
Well, we
see if
thank
we
you
can.
so much for,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. We thank you so much for just being here today. We appreciate the value of information that you have brought to us today. Oh man, like I said, I got a page full of notes
Uh,
myself, and we just wanted to personally say thank you because I understand no one has to do anything for you, and for you to
yeah,
take time out of your day to come and share your wealth of knowledge that means the world to us.
yeah, I
So we thank you
appreciate it.
so much, and I definitely didn't want to hold you any further because sometimes I am gonna stay on the live just so that I can. If they're asking questions about like how do they connect to you, I'll get that to you versus you having to stay on the live
Hmm.
and get that information to you. Do they have a link or anything, or email is the best form of communication with you?
Um,
If not, you
I
can get it to me later and I can get it to them. That's okay.
because I was gonna try to pull it up on the hold on.
Okay.
I'll say this too while I'm digging for my card. Uh, what I also like about just things being custom. I don't know why I'm feeling led to say this, but I think about, people who have special needs children. they're concerned about what's going to happen to their children if they're not here to personally take care of them. And there are things you can set up to where you leave money for them, but you also set up a plan that's in place that's going to make sure they don't go into a home, or make sure that they don't get to, and these are all things that you and your squad can take care of. The lawyer and myself, we get together, and anything, everything in black and white matters for you. I can't make that say that any louder. you know uh Black and white matters, because if something happens, they're going to look at what's in black and white. And if nothing's in black and white, they're going to make something happen for you. They're going to create something,
Yeah.
and you don't want that. So put it in black and white so your family won't fight. Put it in black and white so your kids will be where you want them to be if something happens. Put it in black and white. If you become disabled, get you a DI policy. Do whatever you need to do to make sure everything is okay when you're not around. So I can't say that loud enough. You make sure, you whether it's wheels, anything, make sure all of that. So I'm going to give you this website link to. It's connect, CONNECT that's THRIVENT .com/SHERRELLE -Arnold ARNOLD. That's my office website.
Office website. Got it. And I'll make sure I
Yeah.
post it for you so they can get that information to you.
Yeah. And but yeah, everything was pretty general tonight. But then I mean you still got some good nuggets in there and to live on. And but yeah, I can't say that loud enough. Make sure you got in black and white what you want to happen in the future. Whether that's when you're here or when you're gone, it needs to be in black and white. Um, Make sure you do it.
Okay, y'all, that's your wheel. That's what the if it's not in black and white, you've heard that if it's not in black and white, it don't exist. And then,
Right.
if you
Yep.
don't put it in play, then people can do what they want when you're gone with your children and assets and everything else.
Everything else. I always hear about this horror story where this guy, it was I think it was a professional player or something. He still had his mom's name on the house when he first got the house, and he got married and never changed the paperwork. And when something happened to him when he died, his mom got the house and put the wife out.
Wow.
Right, right.
Wow.
So and also what's in black and white gonna stick. So just make sure you change it if you need to change it, but put it in black and white so you know what's gonna happen. And if you need to fix some or change it, make sure you keep up with that too. So those are just a few horror stories, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we
but
thank you so much, man. This meant a lot. I learned a lot, even me.
yeah,
Again, as you begin, the more, first of all, the more, I don't care if you got just a little bit of money or you got a lot of money. These are things that you
you
definitely
do it.
should be making sure you put into place, and that's
Yeah,
just real. Like these are things that secure your future and not just your now. Your now, like it can change at any moment, but
right,
that whole
right.
retirement. My goal is to retire before I'm 50. I want to be
Uh-huh.
sitting on the beach, drinking my favorite beverage, not having to worry about nothing, and
Right.
definitely not money being an issue.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
I can't do
Hmm.
that unless I've taken care of my business, right?
There
So,
you go. That's
well,
it. That's it.
alrighty then, y'all. We're about to wrap this thing up. And again, Miss Sherrelle, I thank you so much for just taking the time out. And y'all, if you have further questions, you can just reach out and I'll do my best to connect you. But we definitely don't want to hold Miss Sherrelle. We're gonna let her go. Just because sometimes they'll keep me over 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
uh, I definitely wanted to get some questions answered just in case they had something to ask me in regards to credit. Because you can't even get to her unless you've taken care of certain things, like
Come
she
on.
said.
Come on
So
now. Come on.
That's
And
it, y'all.
I'll shoot you a picture of my business card so you'll have that address again that I gave you.
Okay. Okay.
And that way if you need to confirm it or anything, you'll have it.
All righty then. We will I will talk and see talk to you. I will look for that text.
Okay. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you for having me. And remember, you are worthy of every good thing God has for you. And you can do anything that you want to. Just put the work in and keep it moving and watch it happen.
Come on now. So you gotta speak it. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.
So hey y'all again. We thank Miss Sherrelle, y'all. If y'all got some good information from there, I need y'all to share this video. Share this video. Share this video. There was some very valuable things. Listen, my notepad is full. It is full. I don't know about you. If you just now joining, you definitely want to go and watch the replay once it actually posts. Because we kind of been on for a minute, but we kind of talked about some things. And Miss Sherrelle, she's a qualified financial advisor. And a lot of us, man, we don't even think beyond the now. Like we just don't. So this information blessed you guys. Make sure you share it. Don't keep it to yourself. It was challenging just trying to just to get someone on this thing. And so we definitely want to make sure that when we get somebody that we use the information, y'all. There's so many resources out there designed to help us, but we be sleeping on the resources like we be sleeping on them discounts. But I'm logging out of this thing again. I am Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financials. I'm the person that, first of all, like she said, in order for you to even get to that point, yes, you can get you an insurance policy, but there's some things that you got to clean up before you even get there. Get your credit together. That's what I help with. I pretty much educate you on the basics of credit cleanup, and then I also show you what things need to be on your credit. So that's the thing. A lot of times people think that, hey, um you know by me paying my bills on time, my credit score is going to be good. Well, listen, that's just only a part of it. Building your credit is so very strategic, and you want to make sure that you do it with a professional and that you have the resources that you need. So find out who is in your seat. If you don't have nobody in your credit repair seat, listen, I challenge you to contact Coleman Financials, okay? We offer free consults as well where we can look at your information before we talk anything. We want to look to see, can we help you? And that's the biggest thing. So if you haven't done so already, if you have, areas of improvement for your credit, I challenge you again to make sure you clean that up and get some things in order. COVID-19 has showed us that anything can happen, and we are relying on our credit more than ever during this time, especially those who have lost income in businesses and in their own 9 to 5 jobs. So your credit is something that you need to make sure you nurture. Don't go out maxing your credit cards at this time, y'all. I don't care what nobody say, because at the end of the day, you just don't know what is to come. Some of us who have had our credit cards maxed out the entire time, they're walking us down. Meaning, when we're paying those amounts or want to pay a huge lump sum amount, they're constantly lowering our balances just so that they can walk us up out the door. So make sure you are keeping those balances low, and that you are contacting or at least identifying those inaccuracies throughout your credit report, because I'm almost guaranteeing you there's a great deal. The average consumer is not trained to see the average violation in their credit report. So that's where I challenge you to reach out to a professional in regards to that. Again, I am Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financial's Credit Repair. And listen, next week, we're going to talk about the home buying process. So I hope you're ready. For those who have already gotten their credit cleaned up and they're ready to purchase a home and they just have no idea, or maybe you are nearing being ready, or maybe you have hopes of that is my goal. You still need to know the steps in the home buying process. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. So make sure you come back next Monday, 6 p.m. I got somebody amazing that's coming. Listen, she's full of personality. She's also a woman of God, and she's gonna bring the heat next week. Okay. So I hope y'all are ready. I'm excited. And if you love the information that you're receiving on a weekly basis, make sure you let us know so that we know to continue. Because again, if we don't get your feedback, we don't know how to grow and how to move. So again, I'm ending this live, y'all. You all have an amazing week, and I will see you on next week. Because again, if we don't get your feedback, we don't know how. Bye, y'all. I'm logging out.